I'm 70 years old, and I need to confess something. Last week, I bought a canvas with my retirement money, new brushes, oil paints. I came home, set up the canvas on an easel, picked up the brush, and I froze. I had forgotten how to hold a brush. 50 years, for 50 years I wanted to be a painter, but I never became one. You know why? Because I didn't live my own dreams. I lived everyone else's expectations. My mother wanted me to be a teacher. I became one. My father wanted me to be a good girl. I was. My husband wanted me to be a devoted wife. I was. My children wanted me to be the mom who's always there. I was. But me, I never became me. And now I'm 70 years old, holding a brush, facing a blank canvas, and I have no idea where to start. My name is Eleanor, and I'm about to tell you my biggest regret. Because maybe one of you won't make my mistake. Everyone tells you a lie. You know that lie. Put your family first. Your own wants can wait. You need to sacrifice. You're a woman. Dreaming is a luxury. They tell women this especially, constantly, every day, every moment. And I believed it. God, how I believed it. I was 17 years old, graduating high school, and I had one dream, to be an artist. Wasn't that stupid? Wasn't that ridiculous? Who makes money painting? But I loved to draw. I'd wake up early in the morning. As the sun rose, I'd sketch the view from my window. Hands, faces, skies, trees. I'd draw everything. And there was a voice inside me, soft, small, but insistent. This is your path, it said. But there was another voice, much louder, much stronger. My mother's voice. Eleanor, you can't live on dreams. It was 1973. I was preparing for college entrance exams. I wanted to go to art school, painting major, New York City, to be free, to create. I even got the brochure, secretly, hid it under my bed. Every night I'd take it out and look at it. I'd dream, in a studio, brush in hand, canvas before me. Free. Then one day my mother found the brochure. "What is this?" she said. Brochure in hand. Anger on her face. "Mom, art school. You're going to study painting." "Yes, Mom. I want to be an artist." Silence. Long. Cold. Then she laughed. But it wasn't a loving laugh. It was full of pity. "Eleanor, you're a girl. Artists starve. You're going to be a teacher. A safe job. Good salary. Respectable profession." "But Mom, no buts. I worked cleaning houses for 20 years to put you through school. Are you telling me you want to be an artist?" That moment, something broke inside me. The small voice, the voice that said, "This is your path." It was silenced. I became a teacher. Elementary school teacher. Math. Was I good at it? Yes. Did I love it? No. But everyone was happy. My mother was proud. My father was relieved. "Our daughter has a job," he'd tell relatives. And me? I was like a robot. Waking up at 7 a.m., going to school, teaching classes, coming home, sleeping, repeat. 5 years passed. I turned 27. "Eleanor, it's time to get married," my mother said. They introduced me to someone. Richard, 35 years old, engineer, good man. On our first date he asked, "What are your hobbies?" "I used to paint," I said. "But not anymore." "Why not anymore?" he said. "I don't have time," I said. I lied. There was time, but there was no courage. We got married in 1978. Beautiful wedding. Everyone was happy. Me in my white dress, smiling. But something inside me was dying, slowly, quietly. 6 months after marriage, I got pregnant. "You're going to be a mother now," Richard said. "You need to be more responsible." I asked what he meant. "You should quit your job," he said. "Take care of the baby." "But," I said, "no buts. You're going to be a mother. You need to be home." And I agreed. Again, once more. The small voice was completely silent now. In 1979, my son Jacob was born. In 1982, my daughter Emma. In 1985, my youngest, Daniel. 3 children. Beautiful children. Children I loved. But me, I disappeared. Completely. I became mom. I became wife. I became homemaker. But Eleanor vanished. I'd wake up at 6 a.m., get the kids ready for school, cook, clean, do laundry. In the evening, Richard would come home. "What did you do today?" he'd say. "Housework," I'd say. "Good," he'd say. And the TV would go on. He never asked, "Are you happy? What do you want? Do you have dreams?" Because it didn't matter. I didn't matter. My role mattered. Mother, wife, servant. One day in 1990, I was 35 years old. kids at school, Richard at work. I was alone at home, cleaning out a closet, and I found it. My old sketchbook, from high school. I opened it, pages yellowed, but the drawings were still there. Landscapes, portraits, dreams. On one page I'd drawn myself, 17 years old, in a studio, brush in hand, free, happy. I cried. I collapsed on the floor, old sketchbook in my lap, and I cried. Was this me? I thought, who was this woman? That night I told Richard, I want to take a painting class. He looked at me. What for? A hobby. I just want to do something. Eleanor, you're 35 years old, a mother of 3. You're going to paint. Why not? Because it's ridiculous. There's 1,000 things to do at home. Do you have free time? But, no buts. And the subject was closed. I put the sketchbook back in the closet, never took it out again, because I understood. My dreams, nobody cared about them. Years passed. Children grew up, went to college, left home. It was 2010. I turned 60. Richard retired. We'll relax now, he said. Relax. I hadn't relaxed in 40 years, but I said nothing. Richard was home now, constantly, every day. Eleanor, tea. Eleanor, food. Eleanor, where is this? I turned 60, but I was still a servant. One day my daughter Emma came to visit. We were having coffee. Mom, do you ever take time for yourself? She said. What do you mean? I don't know. Do you have hobbies, friends, a social life? I thought about it. I had no hobbies. I had no friends. I had no social life. I just had duties. I'm fine, I said. But I wasn't. Not at all. That night in bed I thought, I've lived 60 years, but have I really lived? The answer was no. I didn't exist. I just served. In 2019 I retired too. Turned 70. My first retirement check came. Richard asked, what are you going to buy? I don't know, I said, but I did know. Inside me the small voice, after 50 years, started speaking again. Go, it said. Go and buy a canvas. One day when Richard was at the store, I left. Went to an art supply shop. For the first time, at 70 years old. First time, I walked through the door. Paints, brushes, canvas frames, easels. Tears rolled down my face. The clerk said, can I help you? I wanted to be a painter, I said. 50 years ago. She looked at me with pity. It's never too late, she said. But it was. Way too late. Still, I bought it. A canvas, set of brushes, oil paints. I came home. Richard said, what's this? Art supplies. What are you going to do with them? I'm going to paint. He laughed. Eleanor, you're 70 years old. You're going to paint. Again. The same sentence again. 50 years later. But this time I laughed too. Yes, Richard, I'm 70 years old. And I'm going to paint. The next day, Richard went out. I sat in front of my easel. Blank canvas. New brushes. A brush in my hand. Come on, Eleanor. I told myself. This is your dream. I reached toward the canvas. And I froze. I had forgotten how to hold a brush. I didn't know where to start. 50 years. For 50 years I hadn't held a brush, and the brain had forgotten, the hands had forgotten. I tried to draw, a line, shaky, ugly, wrong, again, still bad, again, terrible. I sat there for 3 hours, nothing came out. Blank canvas, broken brush, and tears. Too late, I said. Too late. 17-year-old Eleanor. That Eleanor died. She died 50 years ago. And now a 70-year-old woman, holding a brush, with no talent left. You know what the worst part is? It's not losing the talent. The worst part is I lived everyone else's life for 50 years. I lived my mother's dreams. Teacher. I lived Richard's dreams. Homemaker. I lived my children's dreams. The mom who's always there. But Eleanor's dreams? Those were never lived. And now I'm 70 years old. Maybe 10 years left. Maybe 15. Maybe less. And I don't even know how to be myself. One day my little granddaughter came over, 5 years old. Grandma, what did you want to be? She said. A painter, I said. So why didn't you become one? How could I explain? How could I explain to a 5-year-old child? Because, I said, stopped. Because I was afraid. Why were you afraid? Because everyone said no. And I listened to them. Can you do it now? It's too late now, I said. She looked at me, with innocent eyes. But Grandma, you're still alive. It's not too late. That sentence, that simple sentence, from a 5-year-old child, and something awakened inside me. This is why I'm telling you this. Maybe you're young, in your 20s, in your 30s, and someone's telling you, dreams aren't realistic. Get a safe job first. Art doesn't pay. Grow up. And you're listening, just like I did. So let me ask you something. What are your dreams? To be a writer? A musician? To travel? To start your own business? Whatever it is, why aren't you doing it? I don't have time, you say. It's risky, you say. Do you know what the truth is? Fear. It's all fear. Fear of disappointing others. Fear of failure. Fear of being different. And that fear puts you in my place 50 years later, 70 years old, holding a brush, blank canvas, and unable to draw anything because you waited 50 years. So what are you going to do? Are you going to be like me? Live everyone else's life? Or will you be brave? Here's what I'll tell you. If there's a voice inside you, even if it's small, if it's whispering to you, listen. Even if your mother says no, listen. Even if your father says no, listen. Even if your spouse says no, listen. Even if society
society says no, listen, because that voice, that's your voice, your real voice, and if you silence it, you'll regret it 50 years later. Start now. Take one step today, even if it's small. Enroll in that class, write that book, compose that song, paint that picture. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to begin, because 50 years from now you'll look back and say, I wish I had done it, or I'm glad I did it. Your choice. I'm Eleanor. I'm 70 years old. I wanted to be a painter, but I never became one, because I made everyone else happy, except myself. Now I'm retired. My children are grown. My husband is retired. And me, I'm still staring at that blank canvas. Every day I sit in front of my easel. Every day I pick up the brush. And every day I try to paint. It's slowly coming back. The hands remember. The brain remembers. But I lost 50 years. 50 years. If I had started at 17, at 70, I could have been a master painter. But I started at 70. And I'm like a beginner. But you know what? At least I started. Late. But I started. My granddaughter was right. You're still alive. It's not too late. Maybe I started too late, but it's better than never trying. Let me tell you one last thing. Your life is yours. You only live it once. Don't live to make others happy. Live your own happiness, because they'll eventually live their own lives. But your life will be lost. I'm Eleanor. I'm 70 years old, and I lost 50 years. Don't lose yours. Start now. Start today, because tomorrow might be too late. If this story touched you, if you're also postponing your dreams, leave a comment. What do you want to do? What's stopping you? Maybe together, we can overcome that fear. Subscribe, because there are more stories, more warnings, and time is short. The clock is ticking.